Evil quakes when it hears no echo. It dreads the man who doesn't shout his strength, who doesn't beg for a spotlight, who doesn't flinch under its glare. That man is you, the Sigma male, and your very existence is a silent rebellion that unravels their schemes. Today we're tearing the mask off why evil people, those parasites of chaos and control, fear you down to their rotting core. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, the sanctuary for men who forge their own path, who wield quiet power like a blade, and who live by a code the world can't crack. In this video we're exposing how your unshakable resolve, your razor-sharp clarity, and your refusal to bow make you the predator's worst nightmare. This isn't just a breakdown, it's a battle cry for every independent, self-reliant soul who's ever felt the weight of their own strength. Buckle up because we're about to light a fire under everything you've always known about yourself. 1. The unshakable inner compass, purpose over praise. Evil thrives on sinking its claws into fragile egos, feeding off the desperation for validation and the terror of rejection. But you, the Sigma male, are a fortress they can't breach. Your direction doesn't waver with the winds of applause or buckle under sneers. It's forged from a purpose so deep it's etched into your bones. While others scramble for likes, nods, and hollow crowns, you stride forward, a lone wolf guided by an internal star no one else can see. This isn't arrogance, it's clarity. You don't waste breath on petty dramas or bend to guilt trips. Every ounce of your energy fuels a mission they can't touch. Stoicism runs through your veins here. You've mastered the art of wanting only what's within your control, and their approval isn't it. They dangle praise like bait, but you don't bite. They hurl shame like spears, but you don't bleed. That's what makes them tremble. You're a man who doesn't need their stage to stand tall, who doesn't flinch when they try to pull you into their quicksand. When they scream louder, you grow quieter, letting their chaos crash against your calm like waves on a cliff. They can't steer what's already locked on course. Your purpose is your shield and it's impenetrable. Imagine their panic when you cut the cord. A toxic friend, a draining job, a manipulative game. You don't negotiate with anchors. You slice them free and sail on. Evil needs dependence to survive, but you're a self-contained force, a compass spinning true north while their world spins out of control. That's not just power, that's terror to them. 2. The silent strategist, master of unseen movement. Manipulators love noise, it's their fog, their shield, their way to fish for reactions they can twist. You, the Sigma male, turn that game inside out with silence so sharp it cuts. You don't announce your moves, flaunt your wins, or spill your plans over a megaphone. Your life is a chessboard, and you're the grandmaster playing 3 steps ahead in the shadows. They're used to puppets who dance to their tunes, people who overshare, who crave the spotlight, who leave their weaknesses hanging like low fruit. But you're a blank slate they can't read. No social media rants, no emotional leaks, just a steady gaze and a mind ticking like a clock they can't hear. Stoicism fuels this. You know words are cheap, actions are king, and silence is your crown. That void drives them mad. They dig for dirt and find nothing. They bait you and get stone. While they're shouting to distract, you're watching, mapping their patterns, spotting their tells, crafting a plan they'll never see coming. Then, when they least expect it, you strike, calm, precise, devastating, like lightning from a clear sky. Evil can't fight what it can't predict. Your victories don't come with fanfare. They land like quiet bombs, reshaping the battlefield before they even know they've lost. That's your edge, a strategy born in stillness, executed without warning. They fear the man who wins without ever raising his voice. 3. The unbreakable calm pressures Kryptonite. Chaos is the manipulator's playground. They spark fires of fear, rage, and guilt to herd their prey into traps. You, the Sigma male, stand like a mountain in the blaze, untouched and unmoved. Your calm isn't weakness, it's a steel trap, forged from years of training your mind to rule your emotions. When they scream, you breathe. When they push, you pause. This isn't accidental, it's stoic discipline in action. You've learned to step back, to weigh, to choose your response like a king picking his battles. They want you to snap, to lash out, to give them something to work with, but you starve them of that fuel. Your silence isn't just absence. It's a mirror that throws their desperation back in their face, exposing how small they really are. Picture it, they're yelling, threatening, piling on the pressure, expecting you to crack. Instead, you slow the clock, eyes steady, voice low, every move deliberate. That stillness isn't just defiance. It's a signal that their tricks are powerless here. They can't rush a man who owns time itself, who turns their storm into his calm. That's why they're terrified. You're not just surviving their chaos, you're dismantling it piece by piece with a composure they can't shatter. Their whole game hinges on reaction, and you've ripped that card from their deck. In your presence, their fire burns out and they're left choking on the smoke. 4. The social game Saboteur, hierarchy's ghost. Evil feeds on the social ladder. Alphas flexing, betas groveling, everyone clawing for a rung. You, the Sigma male, don't even step on the damn thing. You're not here to climb or kneel. You're a phantom drifting outside their precious pecking order like it's a bad joke. Titles, cliques, power plays, they're invisible to you, and that makes you a walking revolution. Stoicism lights your way. You measure worth by character, not applause, by virtue, not rank. While they strut and posture, you're off in your own orbit, chasing goals they can't fathom. They wave their crowns but you don't bow, they flash their fangs but you don't blink. Your quiet confidence doesn't need their stage, it's a spotlight of its own. That indifference is a gut punch to their system. By ignoring their rules, you prove they're optional, fragile little fictions they cling to for control. You don't argue their game's fake, you just live like it is, and that truth cuts deeper than words. They watch their hierarchy wobble, their authority fade, all because you won't play along. It's not rebellion, it's revelation. You're the glitch that crashes their machine, the man who turns their thrones to dust just by walking past. Evil needs the game to survive, and you're the ghost who proves it's already dead. That's power they can't fight. 5. The unbribable self-reliance, control's dead end. Control is the manipulator's oxygen. They choke you with fear, guilt, and need until you're theirs. You, the Sigma male, don't breathe their air. You're a self-sustaining flame, burning bright on your own fuel, skills, savings, a mind that doesn't lean on anyone. They can't buy you, scare you, or chain you because you don't need them. Stoicism is your backbone here. You've built a life where external storms don't shake your foundation. A toxic lover tries tears and tantrums, you walk, peace intact. A sleazy boss dangles threats. You shrug, knowing you've got options they can't touch. Your strength isn't borrowed, it's grown from the inside out, a tree with roots too deep to pull. That's their nightmare. Every string they pull snaps, every bribe they offer falls flat. They scream, "You're nothing without us," and you prove them wrong by thriving alone, calmly, quietly, relentlessly. Dependence is their weapon, and you've disarmed it with a life that's yours alone. Imagine their dread as you turn away. No begging, no bargaining, just a man who knows his worth and doesn't trade it for their scraps. You're not just free, you're a fortress, and their siege collapses at your gates. That's the Sigma edge, self-reliance so pure it's untouchable. 6. The human lie detector, seeing the unseen agenda. Evil hides in plain sight, fake grins, sweet lies, masks painted with charm. You, the Sigma male, see through it like glass. Your eyes catch the cracks, the twitch, the pause, the story that doesn't add up, and your mind pieces it together faster than they can spin it. You're not fooled by glitter, you dig for the dirt underneath. This isn't paranoia, it's stoic clarity, truth over illusion always. While others swallow the bait, you're scanning the hook. A compliment feels off? You probe. A promise sounds too good? You wait. Then, with one calm question, why say that now? You shred their script and watch them squirm. They hate that gaze. Manipulators need darkness to work, but you're a spotlight, quiet, steady, piercing. You don't yell, "Gotcha." You just know, and that knowing strips them bare. Their whole con relies on blind trust, and you're the man who never blinks. Picture their sweat when you call it. Not loud, not angry, just a nod and a step back, leaving their house of cards to fall. You see the agenda they buried, and that vision is a blade they can't dodge. Evil fears the man who sees what they can't hide. 7. The immunity to emotional warfare, flattery, and fear fail. Manipulators sling emotions like grenades, praise to puff you up, fear to pin you down. You, the Sigma male, don't even flinch. Their flattery hits a wall, you know it's a trap, not a trophy. Their threats? Just noise to a mind that's already mapped the exits. Stoicism is your shield. You don't ride the highs or drown in the lows, you stay level, rooted in reason. You're the best, doesn't swell your head, you'll regret this, doesn't shake your step. Guilt? That's their baggage, not yours. You're a rock in their river, unmoved by the current. That's their breaking point. They need you to bite, on the bait, on the panic, on the drama, but you don't. You watch their tantrum like a scientist studying a storm. Curious, detached, untangled. Their whole playbook flops when you won't play the fool. Think of their frustration. They scream, they beg, they grovel, and you just stand there calm as death, letting their words bounce off like rain. You're not cold, you're controlled, and that control is a wall they can't climb. Evil fears the man who feels nothing they throw. 8. The unpredictable variable, chaos to their plans. Evil loves a script, people who bend, break, or beg on cue. You, the Sigma male, rip that script to shreds. You don't follow their map, your code is your own, and your moves defy their math. Fight when they expect flight, walk when they expect war, you're a wild card they can't play. This isn't random, it's stoic freedom, virtue over herd, choice over chain. They think you'll grovel for peace, you ghost instead. They brace for a clash, you dismantle them with a word. Your life's a rhythm they can't sync to, a beat they can't catch. That chaos cracks their skulls. They've got plans for puppets, not for you, a man who pivots on principle, not pressure. Every trap they set misses, every net they cast comes up empty. You're not just off script, you're rewriting the game while they fumble the rules. Feel their dread as you slip free. They can't box you, can't call you, can't corner you, because you're a storm they didn't see brewing. Evil needs control, and you're the variable that turns their order to ash. That's power they can't tame. 9. The embodiment of true strength, beyond the performance. Toxic souls flex loud, yelling, posing, demanding a crowd to prop them up. You, the Sigma male, don't perform strength, you live it. It's in your quiet spine, your steady hands, your ability to stand alone while they need a stage. Real power doesn't shout, it just is. Stoicism shapes this. Strength isn't a show, it's a state, built in silence, proven in action. You don't roar to prove you're tough, you endure, you adapt, you overcome. They strut with borrowed muscle, you carry yours like a shadow, unseen until it strikes. That contrast kills them. Their power crumbles without cheers, you don't need a single clap to keep going. They're actors, you're the real deal, and your authenticity makes their masks look cheap. You don't demand respect, you command it by existing. See their fear when you don't bow. They need the spotlight to shine, you glow in the dark, a force that doesn't fade. Evil dreads the man whose strength doesn't need a witness, because yours is the kind they can't fake. 10. The master of exit strategies, freedom as default. Evil locks doors, money, feelings, fear, to keep you caged. You, the Sigma male, don't see walls, you see gates. Freedom's your baseline, not a prize, you've got cash stashed, skills honed, a mind that doesn't cling. Leaving isn't loss, it's liberation. This is stoic prep at its finest. You're ready for the worst, so the worst can't hold you. A job sours? You're out, no sweat. A relationship turns toxic? You're gone, no scars. You don't beg for chains to loosen, you break them because you've built a life with options. That's their terror trigger. They say you're trapped, and you laugh, already halfway out the door. Their leverage, dependence, means nothing to a man who thrives solo. You don't just escape, you vanish, leaving their cage empty and their power pointless. Picture their panic as you walk. No pleas, no threats, just a shadow fading into the horizon. A man who doesn't need their world to rule his own. Evil fears the one who's always free because you prove their locks are lies. 11. The unassailable inner sanctum, the core they cannot reach. At your heart, Sigma male, is a vault no one storms. A space of steel will, clear values, and peace that doesn't bend. Evil claws for a way in, hunting cracks to exploit. They find nothing, just a wall of self they can't scale. You're whole alone, and that's a weapon they can't wield. Stoicism guards this. Your soul's your kingdom and you rule it fierce. They poke with flattery, nothing. They stab with guilt, silence. They roar with fear, calm. You share what you choose, not what they demand, keeping your core locked tight behind a grin they can't read. That's their breaking point. They need a grip, some soft spot to twist, but your strength's a smooth sphere, no edges to grab. Your peace doesn't need their nod, your purpose doesn't need their push. You're a closed circuit, humming steady while they short out. Feel their horror as you stand untouched. They can't own you, sway you, break you, because your sanctum's beyond their reach. Evil fears the man who's complete without them, who shines without their light. You're not just free, you're invincible. There it is, The raw truth of why evil people cower before you, Sigma male. Your silence is their scream, your calm their collapse, your freedom their prison. You're not just a man, you're a force, a stoic titan who turns their games to dust with every step you take. This is Sigma male community, your forge for sharpening that edge, your fire for fueling that strength, your voice for echoing what you've always felt. Take this and run with it. Look inside, see that power, and wield it, because the world's waiting for men like you to rise. If this lit a spark, smash that like button to let us know. Drop a comment. Tell us how you've seen through their masks or walked from their traps. Share this with a brother who needs to hear it, who's ready to claim his own path. And if you're already in this tribe, turn on those notifications. Don't miss a single strike we land for independence, resilience, and quiet domination. If you're new, subscribe now. This is where you belong, where we build men who don't just survive but conquer. Until next time, stay untouchable, stay unstoppable, and remember, they fear you because you're free. Let's keep that fire roaring.